You'll probably be responsible for the next meal on your road trip, probably, or what?
Yeah, we'll treat
the tab.
Yeah, we'll treat the boys to something. We'll see. See what happens.
What made you want to start with more?
I mean, there's a million reasons. Team, first of all, and what goes on the ice. The people here, the trainers, equipment staff, guys on the team, coaches, everybody. I really enjoy coming to the rink every day. Made it really easy as soon as we come back here. We love Detroit. My family's really happy here. From all angles, it was a no-brainer.
When you get to a certain stage in your career, how important is that stability and and wanting to stay at a place that you're comfortable with and that you see the direction of the team going?
Yeah, like I said, from all angles. On the ice, the team has improved kind of the way I thought it would when I first got here, and is well on its way. And off the ice, family's really comfortable. Kids in school, wife's really happy. So all those things makes it a really easy place to call home.
There's a common point in your career where you really come to value probably your kids and your schools, stability. But in this case, you also did keep chasing and staying on top of the improving team.
Yeah, absolutely, all those things. Kids in schools, stability for the family, not moving around, going with, how things are going on the ice. Like I said, from all aspects, it was an easy decision. Really happy with everything here.
It's not the first original 16 you played for, but what is the biggest thing that you've learned with your time with the Red Hawks?
Probably just it's a first-class organization. Starts at the top with the Illiches right on down through Steve, through the coaching staff, the trainers who have been here a long time. They've been here when the team was at its peak and through the low years here, and the team's well on its way back up. So the people surrounding the organization are top notch, and makes it really nice coming to the rink every day.
How special is it to be able to share a day like you did with a young kid joining them?
It's great. Those are always great. Those kids are so excited to get out there with an NHL team. You can only imagine being that age, getting to skate with professional hockey players. So it's always fun.
Wouldn't have had a chance for free agency here, Ben, but sometimes is that kind of like, well, you just never know what might happen or something like that?
I think it's more, what's the upside of leaving somewhere that you're really happy, your family's really happy, all the bases were covered here. It's on the ice, a great place to play. Off the ice, a great place to live. Before playing here, you don't know how great of a spot Detroit is to play, and you can see why all these great players have spent their entire careers here. And it's clear to me why, and now I'm happy to do the same and stay here for a long time.
Since you signed here, you've been leaned on as a veteran guy. How have you enjoyed that process of just being a vocal leader in the room?
Yeah, I think just naturally over time, being a guy with experience and younger players coming in kind of behind you, it's you try and lend your experiences with them, and naturally sort of just become the older guy, kind of imparting a little bit of what onto them. And it's kind of just been a natural process just by being one of the older guys with more experience.
Who impacted you earlier in your career?
Kevin Bieksa was a big one when I was young. Dustin Bufflin was my first partner. Mark Stewart, who coaches with Edmonton. They were all kind of instrumental in who I became as a pro, and was lucky I had good guys like that around me when I was young to kind of form who I've become.
What's the biggest difference has been, and you talked about the on ice, like the biggest difference this year in getting to where you thought you'd be when you signed?
The team,
yeah.
You're saying? Yeah, I mean just the growth of the players. I mean, Mo's taken a big step. Simon, they've been phenomenal for us. John Gibson, Cam Talbot, both been rock solid. Emergence of some more young guys like Emmett Finney, and Marco continues to be a strong player for us. And everybody, really. It's the growth of the whole team that has given us the improvement. You put that with the structure that the coaches have put in with, for us. It's gelled together really nicely this year, and should continue to do that going forward.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, guys, no problem. Thank you.
Did you guys get to see Anderson score?
Yeah.
Couple goals, that big smile makes your day.
You just mentioned when Merrick was here, it's something you guys should do more of. I mean, how does it do for to have a little guy like that out there at the end of practice?
It's kind of the same answer as I said last week. It's real rewarding. It was a bit of a grumpy day around here, and then to have him come out and he finally got to the net and he shot one in, and it's as big a smile as I've seen on anybody in a long time. So it's rewarding.
Second biggest smile on Ben Chiarot, maybe. I mean, with his new contract, what does he bring for the team? Just his stability back there.
Yeah, you know what? Experience, size, some physicality, veteran leadership, a lot of things that the everyday fan sees on the ice. That's what we see too. But then there's the auxiliary stuff behind the scenes that has been a pretty stabilizing factor. I believe we just talked about him working with young defensemen and trying to help bring them along. He's done a good job of that, so we're happy to have him.
Kind of answered, I guess, Todd, but it seems like those veteran type of defensemen, those are invaluable, those types of guys, especially this time of year and heading into the playoffs too.
Well, if leave Benny out of it, let's just talk about those veteran defensemen. That's what everybody's trying to get right now, and if you don't have them, where are you finding them? Like they're not growing on trees. They have experience. Benny's been to the Stanley Cup Finals. He's had some experiences with different teams and different coaches, teammates. So those guys are valuable at this time of the year.
He's according to Tom, he's one of two players in the league who has 100 hits and 100 blocked shots. And just that element of being hard to play against, the physicality and that, how important is to have a guy like that?
Yeah, and who are you mentioning? I couldn't hear you.
Chiarot.
Benny, yeah. Well, you could go into our locker room and go around and ask, some of the players and use those exact same stats: 100 blocked shots, 100 hits. You're going into so and so's building. What do you think? And they're going to say that's a load to play against. You don't even need to put a name on it because you do a whole bunch of work and you finally get your opportunity and there's another goaltender on the ice because that person's willing to block. Then you got to go to the corner and shake out a loose puck, and he's willing to be physical in that area. So those types of defensemen can wear you down quickly, and they can get in your head a little bit too. They can become frustrating to play against. So they're very valuable.
And also, look like you can give Johansson a look there with Seider.
We'll figure out what our D will look like tomorrow. We have 7, so we could go 7. We could dress 6. We're still throwing those ideas around. So when we get opportunity in practice, we throw different pairs together right now. As I mentioned the other day with Simon gone, we're trying to piece it all together, and each day may be different for a little while. We've got 4 games left to do it, so.
Well, speaking of that, was there a shot of Eric Gustafsson slotting back into the deep pairing?
There's definitely a shot of that. He's been around. He's played enough. He knows our system and our tactics, and popular guy with his teammates. So there's a chance. Again, like I said, we could go 7, we could go 6, and I'm not sure exactly who the 6 would be at this point. We still have to discuss it.
And obviously, there's still a couple of games now between now and the Olympic break. A few minutes ago, Lucas talked about he believes the mental fortitude of this team is stronger to avoid kind of the same result of what happened to this team after the Four Nations last year. Do you share that belief that the team's mental toughness has improved between now and last year at this time?
I do believe it has. The question is, has it enough, and will they maintain it? The first test is going to be tomorrow. We obviously didn't play real well yesterday against Los Angeles, but we'll get a chance to rebound tomorrow. We expect a good effort from all 20. And, that's the first step to show it. It doesn't guarantee us success, but it gives us a chance if we're mentally stronger between our ears and approach the game the right way. So that's the first test. But coming back from the Olympic break end of February, I think I've said this before. There's going to be teams that do a really good job and excel, and then there'll be teams that don't do a good job and they give it back. I'd like to think we can be that first group, and to accomplish that, you have to have some resilience and some focus, and the commitment level has to start all over again. We're having training camp starting on the 17th or 18th, whatever it may be, whenever we can come back. Training camp starting all over, and what you have in the bank is yours. You'll keep it. Now you got to start again, and it's almost like 2 seasons.
A little over a month ago was that back-to-back home-and-home set against Washington. How much stock do you guys take in that? And obviously, different teams, a lot of games left in that month since. What do you kind of prepare and look at that?
Well, when we approach a game like tomorrow, we'll look back at those two Washington games, and already something will be missing. The moms, they were a big part of those 2 wins. Sometimes their wrath and their look at their sons, it makes them compete pretty hard. So we may have to fly a few of them in, but in any case, they were around and they certainly helped us. But we'll pre-scout that. We'll also look at what they're doing now. Teams change some things: power play, penalty kill, face-offs, that type of stuff. But number one thing is what we're going to do and how we're going to approach it and do it. So that'll be important.